Hey everybody, welcome back to Play the Casket. We are your hosts, Paraka the Goblin, and
Ghost, your co-host.
And we're going to go ahead and kind of talk about a weird one today. We're basically something that's a little bit more archaic now, but it's something that's still kind of relevant to a lot of us because there is a lot of collectible culture out there still that's being a little crazy. And I'm talking about like Toyz to Lyfe. Basically games that are like Skylanders, Disney Infinity, the one that was late to the party, Starlink, and the most, like, the one that has handed out there for a while, Amiibo.
Yeah.
And basically there's a lot of things we kind of liked and disliked about it. I remember literally kind of working a part-time position in one of the retail stores out there, and I remember it becoming like a Tickle Me Elmo, basically.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was. Did it come out during Christmas or holiday?
It came out in the middle of October.
Okay.
And I remember one of the people that were representing it and stuff were talking about it, and I was looking at it. I'm like, it's collectible, it's toys, it's related to interactivity for video games. This is gonna be big.
Yeah, at first right? I didn't think it was going to be that big because it was just too much stuff to buy.
But. Yeah, and I remember this one gentleman even like dismissed me, called me stupid and stuff. I'm like, dude, your kid's probably going to talk about it. Your kid's going to be... And like, I think it was the weekend of Black Friday. Mm-hmm. Dude came back in. He saw me. He's like, well, why didn't you hold him for one? And I'm like, you were dead confident your kid didn't care about this. But apparently, dude, just like everyone else, was just like, I want it. Like,
and yeah, I think I had the whole... transmedia marketing. It's like, because the craziest thing was it worked across 3 consoles on top of all you needed was the toy. So if your friend had a different console, you just bring it over. Mm-hmm. You just bring over the toy and you continue playing. So, and it had the whole collectability, and it had a TV show, right?
It had a small like miniseries TV show for a bit. I think it was on Netflix, but I could be wrong. It was heavily geared towards kids. It was one of those like kind of like Sonic Boom. Every episode was kind of isolated into itself, and never really gets addressed in other things. So there was no continuity to it. But it was a small series. I think it only lasted like half a season. Didn't really go very well. And they kind of tanked it.
Yeah.
There was like a promo for that TV show on like Lunchables and stuff too.
Okay.
So
I bet you they were probably creeping towards the TV show, and then a card game where you scan the cards in. So
I could see that. I think the one thing I like, I think, just feeding off of you too, like the reason why it was so hugely popular is it appealed to like the 90s collectible culture. There's so many little things, so many little characters that you can just collect, and it was one of those like Pokemon, like you just said, you gotta collect them all. Mm-hmm. You gotta collect them all. Right? That's how pervasive Pokemon was, even in its toy form. Yeah. Back then. So, like, obviously it was very nostalgic in a way, but it was also very new. And I think Activision was like trying to just really hammer it and just like try to make it a annual franchise, and I did like broadened franchise. Yeah. So TV series, transmedia, all sorts of stuff. They had TV series, they had toys that they planned on having come out, like not just the Skylanders figures, but like action figures and stuff in the toy aisle. And there was talks of something related to cards. Yeah. I don't know whether or not it was like NFC cards or if it was some kind of trading card game. It was just small blips of something that sounds like it was easily believable. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, oh, it's full of bullshit, blah, blah, blah. It was easily believable. We don't have any confirmation if that went through.
Okay.
I think going off of that, though, I think that's one of the reasons why the Toyz to Lyfe got destroyed. Yeah. Just the oversaturation. And it's partly Activision, but I think the main catalyst to that was Disney and its Disney Infinity series. Like, one of the most notorious things is, like, they were just churning out, like, millions of these figures everywhere and was forcing all these retailers to just carry every single, like, the same number for every character, but nobody was buying Hulk. Yeah. Like, many of the collectors will, you know, but apparently Hulk isn't that exciting to people. When in contrast to Thor, Captain America, stuff like that.
Okay.
he's not, by a very large margin. Mm-hmm. There was several Hulks on every shelf everywhere you go. It's similar to like that amiibo scalping phase that happened, where it was nothing but Marios and Pikachus because they were just everywhere. It was kind of like that, but the only difference is retailers were basically forced to carry something that didn't sell. Mm-hmm. Mario sold.
Yeah,
that's why they bought a whole bunch of them. Same with Pikachu, but they just don't sell as fast as something that has like only 15% of the same total order.
Yeah,
so that is not something that went out very well. And of course, Disney just forced on it, and then they're like, well, if you want these superhero characters and stuff, you need to buy the second game, which is Activision's guilty for too.
Yeah.
You couldn't. They kept making new games, and it's very
$60 on top of the $14 you're already
and on top of like these new series that came out with these exclusive versions of these characters and stuff like that. You need to play this next version of the game, or else you won't have access to it.
Which one thing I think if they do plan on reviving it, make the game free, but charge them for the toys.
Well, we'll get more into that too.
Okay.
I do think a lot of like what caused that issue was they did force that down. I do think it's very akin to what Activision did with Guitar Hero. Constantly have to buy these full packs if you want the game. Have to buy the full packs if you want the game. You couldn't just buy the game separately, use some of the characters you did have, and slowly build up your collection from there, which was like not the best idea, but it could have been a good idea, right? Disney, however, like they had rares and exclusives to multiple stores that don't even exist anymore, like Toys R Us.
Yeah.
And they just churned everything out. And then when nothing really sold as well as they wanted it to, they threw a fit. It was a huge PR nightmare fit type of thing. Like, we're just shutting it down, which made a huge precedent that everybody just thought Toys R Life was just going to collapse. So everybody just stopped buying it, which just hurt Skylanders in the end.
Yeah.
Because Skylanders was still kind of churning out, and I think that's actually kind of what hindered them from even having much of a future for the cartoon. Like when you think about it, it was rough, but
didn't Disney Infinity kill Disney's game studio altogether too?
No, Disney didn't really have a game studio per se. They licensed out a bunch. They already killed the game studio before that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, they were just not going to want to go back into it themselves and again like that ever again. They'll just want to license things out and then just carry on because they have all the licenses and the fuck you money to do it.
Yeah, and that's why we got all the bad Star Wars games right now.
Yeah, right. Hey, you know what? No. Back that up. They did port Jedi Knight 1 and 2, and they ported the Episode 1 Racer. So not all of them are bad.
Okay.
Just the good ones happen to still be old.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, anything new then, I guess.
Anything new, we'll talk about like that. But I personally did like them. They were kind of like a shelf bling, if you will.
Yeah.
That had use.
Yeah.
Like I like most of us here, most of the people who are probably listening have some kind of shelf full of figures of characters and games and anime and whatever they like. Every one of us. There's no denying it, right?
Yeah.
These figures and stuff, I wasn't too much into Skylanders as I was into Amiibo and Disney Infinity. But only specific characters in Disney Infinity. I only liked some of the Star Wars characters, liked the Sith, and I liked some of the characters I grew up with. I didn't like much of the Pixar nonsense. But I enjoyed them. That's what I played with them. They interacted and stuff. But the problem was, like, Disney even made like little coins you had to select, collect unique skyboxes and patterns and all. Well, not even that. Just like even art patterns.
What?
Yeah, like skyboxes. Yo, you want that weird sunset from Simba and the Lion King and stuff like that? You need to get this one particular coin. And then there's like Alice in Wonderland. Do you like that floral pattern in Alice in Wonderland movie? You're gonna have to get this particular coin.
Oh, jeez.
It was like not just power ups. So it was a whole whole situation.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And it was bad because all I wanted was the characters.
Yeah.
I think I only had like a handful of coins because they did come with coins when you buy the game, but that was it. I never wanted to buy any others, but there was rare ones too, and it was horrific. And they were in a gacha bag.
Yeah,
there wasn't just a preset of them. Mm-hmm. They were in a gacha bag. You opened them, you might get the same thing over and over again. Yeah. There was people even reporting that they had 3 of the same item in the same bag, and you had 5 things. So it was horrific. It was dumb. But I liked them. They were like really well crafted figures. They were really well done. Like I really think they made good use of being made use of being a figure. Mm-hmm. Amiibos were really good at that. Like because you had little. Most of the time it was innocuous. Like even now they had Miitopia that just released. Several of those characters will actually have a costume that you can unlock in Miitopia. I think that's still akin to what happened in the 3DS version of it. But it was still functional, still worked.
Wait, Amiibos do things?
What?
I just buy them.
I just buy them, sell them on the market.
No, like they look great though. I was just the whole reason why I like Amiibos was just I really wanted the trophies in real life, and then
that was a huge thing. I wanted to go on a rant on that, but I wanted to refrain myself from doing a lot of that. But continue.
But I don't know. That was basically it, yeah. But I mean, Smash 4 when it came out, like I was super addicted to it, and then I was gonna try to collect them all, like buy one to use and then buy one to collect, and then it started getting more expensive, and then it started taking up more space. So that is kind of like a con to Toyz to Lyfe.
There's a lot of it demands space. It demands space, but a lot of collectors have that space. You know what I mean?
Not me. I got a shelf full of shit. Right?
Yeah. One of the things what got me onto the Toyz to Lyfe thing was literally the Smash figures.
Yeah.
Way back in Melee, I always had a fascination for something that was very similar to that. Like I wanted to have a figure that I could grab and turn around and stuff like that in a very dynamic pose, right? And when Smash Brawl came out, they did even more to that. Like there's ones that are very action based and stuff. That I was like, this is really, really cool. I want to do this stuff. In fact, part of me actually wanted to start a toy company, a very collectible toy company, similar to something like Funko, and make these dynamic characters for video games and stuff, doing like a Final Smash, as you will.
Yeah.
Like not just for people in Smash Brothers, but like just traditional characters in general, like Crypto from Destroy All Humans, or Death from Darksiders, or Etna from Disgaea.
Okay.
Like various characters doing very dynamic like poses with effects and stuff like that are just a vinyl-like figure. That'd be really cool, right? Yeah. The thing that's closest to that's very collectible like that right now is like First 4 Figures. They have a little mini series of like vinyl figures, not the $400 Polystones.
Okay.
They have some vinyl ones that are like maybe like 6 inches high. Like they look cool.
Okay.
A couple. I think they have Okami and they have the Spyro.
Okay.
That was weird. But that's what got me on the whole. That's what got me on the whole train.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted to do something with Disney Infinity. But I only collected what I wanted.
I know. Was it Good Smile? There's I can't remember what the line is called, but they're making like $30 inexpensive figures. So it's starting to become more of a thing. So if you're ever interested, I mean, you could probably go to Good Smile and see if they're willing to do it, because they do certain characters.
Mean like they're willing to like make something on a request?
Well, I can't remember what they're called. Is the Pop-Up Parade? Yeah,
okay.
Pop-Up Parade. So they're $40, and it's like all the characters or all these other series, and they're only $40 figures, and they're like mid-quality. So they don't look like crap, but they're actually really good. So
this entire episode is not brought to you by Good Smile, by the way, or First 4 Figures. We're just kind of. We're huge collectors, so we will talk about stupid areas in which we have venues in order to collect our stupid shit.
Yeah, but you're free to sponsor us if you want. Please, Good Smile.
If you're listening to us,
Good Smile. Please,
we will do it. But
send us free stuff.
But no, that's really. I think the one that was like a weird, bittersweet thing that I've experienced with a Toyz of Lyfe one that kind of like I understood why some people had a concern was actually Codename Steam. And guess what? That game's coming back into my discussion. They had Fire Emblem characters.
Yeah.
And they unlocked as full-blown characters.
Yeah.
Now, they're the shittiest characters. So it was like not really a concern because everyone else had guns. You literally had to be in melee range for everything.
Oh, okay.
So you just kind of like hid right next to a ladder with that character. Like, I hope one of the aliens are going to come over. Haha! Joke's on you. I has sword. And like they were powerful. They were just not that useful in a lot of maps.
Yeah.
But I understood where people were saying.
Yeah, you fall in that. Yeah, the problem with Toyz of Lyfe is you fall into that weird valley of. Do I need to make it super useful or not make it
useful at all?
Useful.
Do I need? Will I be barricading? And I think that's where it killed a lot of people. But honestly, going back to what you said, like we were thinking about what could bring this stuff back, right? What would be good? What would make people want this stuff back?
Yeah.
Right. One of the things I always talked about was make it free.
Yeah.
Have one standard character that isn't tied to any amiibo or anything like that. So anyone who wants to play the game can still go in and play the game. Right? Yeah. Make it free. However, every character, every type of series that comes out after that, maybe tie it to levels and expansions and stuff like that. So when you use that character and it like connects and adds it to your account and stuff, it connects and says this character is tied to the jungle theme levels. Now he has access to the jungle theme levels. All of his characters can access jungle theme level.
Yeah.
You know, basically, it makes use of the whole collection. You don't have to have that, but it is free.
Yeah.
And your game that you're playing is actually the game within the figure itself.
Yeah.
So when people are like, "Oh, well, they're limiting me," well, you're playing for free anyway.
Go play with other people. Go play with other people then.
And, well, on top of that though, it's like saying, "Hey, I should have access to Smash Brothers because I have a Switch."
Yeah.
No, you buy the game. Just like this free-to-play game.
I can hear people typing in the comments already.
Yeah, the 2 people right now. But we'll grow. I'm pretty sure that we're going to come back to this like a year and a half down the road, and we're just going to have to make an apology video just on that alone. But if it's a free game, like in order to pay for the levels, you're buying just the characters. You know what I mean? So
which I think they should have done something like that in the first place instead of forking the parent to pay.
For multiple games.
Yeah, here's an $80 expansion pack. You get 3 characters.
And some of them even like had to use a new platform each time too.
Yeah.
So it was ridiculous.
Ah, man.
It was definitely ridiculous. But like I still. Well, let me ask you this though, because I know it's been. Do you think there's still room for it to actually even remotely come back?
It can. Anyways, no. Well, one thing is D&D, I think, or at the very least, like, because I do want to see more interaction with than just tapping it on the NFC reader and not touching it again. But if we do something like D&D, I think would be very interesting. But I don't know. I think we probably got to buy the board and all that stuff like that too. But I would like to see more interaction than just tapping on the NFC and then pick up the controller.
What do you mean by board?
So, I would like to see more interaction. So, like moving across the grid, actually moving the pieces around instead of just.
Oh, okay. So you want something like kind of like sensors, like on top of like a light up screen or something like that. Okay.
So I see something.
I'm following you now.
Okay.
I'm following you now.
Yeah. So something like that would be very, very interesting. But at the same time, you still got to buy more stuff too. So it becomes more like
it would buy a lot. Like I think a lot
Warhammer.
of tech junkies would like that.
Yeah, it'll end up like with Warhammer, but with like a digital feed.
Yeah. What if Warhammer did it? I'm sure a lot of model people would just like snap like, no, you're never going to take away my models anymore. Like a lot of those dudes have done some really impressive stuff.
Yeah,
like we should probably cover something like that one of these days.
Okay.
Like the modeling, and like how impressive some of these like environmental artists are too.
I want to get into
amazing.
I want to get into Warhammer, but Gundam has my wallet, and if I do Gundam and Warhammer, yeah.
If I say I want to try a new feature, the Gundams will beat me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that though. Like that would be very pricey. I think a lot of tech junkies would like something like that. Like it's a cool concept, but it's very similar. Like I don't know, I get like the PlayStation Eye vibes. Yeah. Like what 4 games ever used the PlayStation Eye on the PlayStation 3 or something like that?
Yeah.
Like because not many people wanted to buy extra shit.
Yeah.
So like I get that, but like I don't like there's probably a lot more ideas than just ours. And anybody else who wants to like say anything, go ahead and like take a comment down below and be like, "Hey, excuse me, this is actually the most foolproof thing."
Although I would say if Funko Pop jumped in, holy crap!
Oh my god, that'd be nuts. Well, here's the thing: Funko Pop video games already failed.
Oh really?
But yeah, there was a Gears of War one.
Oh okay.
Like I think it was mobile, but I think it failed.
Oh, okay.
But Funko has fuck you money, so.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they put NFC into there.
I did imagine the craziness. Well, if it's NFC, people can make fake NFC cards.
Yeah, true.
So I'm not sure if that'll help boost or not the Funko community.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, that's I honestly believe, like as a final verdict, I believe there is room for Toyz to come back. Mm-hmm. All right, I do. I think it has to take a completely different approach after what has happened. They can't just sell a game and product to you. Yeah. I think they need to give you a taste of something, and you're like, oh man, if I only have a way to access more, game card, you know? Yeah. Like, basically that's what it is.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, I feel like that would be really good. Like, oh, here's a character that unlocks the jungle level, and here's one. And you can literally buy the ones that just one each to unlock all the levels, and you can still play it as usual. Mm-hmm. Or you can buy other characters and then like unlock features within those levels or something. You know, that I feel like that would probably be their most successful bet, because the more people who collect will be rewarded for it. Yeah. It is a free game, so it's not like you're restricted from something because it exists. Yeah. It's just like saying DLC exists, but I should have it because I already have the base game. Okay. I don't think... We'll talk about DLC in another time, about how my opinions matter on that later. But that's my verdict. Okay. What about you?
I would say the same thing too. Free game, but make the toys
the more beneficial part?
Yeah. And... I don't know. I would like to see them do something more than just tapping on the NFC and then pick up the controller again.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Because if that's the case, then I could just buy the DLC and like, oh, look, I don't have to worry about
this figure.
The figure taking up space on my shelf. So.
Yeah, but that's what people want to try to do, is try to make it feel useful and stuff, and of course use your characters and all that. I don't know. That's just ideas out there. I'm not Activision. Nor do I want to be. Yeah. Ever. But that's just basically how I feel. And I want to go ahead and thank you guys all for listening in and hearing us rant about some stupid archaic features in the video game industry. And we will see you on the other side.
Bye. See ya.